So I want to welcome everyone to another episode of BBM, Black Baby Moms. I'm your host, Margie, and my sissy is back in the building. Welcome back.
Y'all, I'm back.
It's so fun to always have my sister come back because we just have these very deep conversations and discussions, and I love it. And so let's just dive right in. Really quick disclaimer. As always, no bashing, no shit talking, or we'll keep it to a minimum. Keep it down. And so we've both been in relationships and dealt with, ups and downs. And I feel like when you have been in a situation where either you did something wrong or, cheated, or you were on the receiving end of that, I've thought about it like, do you tell the truth and hurt the one that you love? Or do you lie and kind of protect them in a way? Because you care so much, quote unquote.
Okay, baby boy. I lie to protect your feelings.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes, but that's not really true. If you really wanted to protect that person, you wouldn't have done that thing to hurt them in the first place.
Facts.
So, of course, I want the truth. Tell me the truth. I want to know. Allow me to make the decision for myself. Don't take my choices away. So that's what I feel like people do when they lie to you. They take away your choices because they feel like if you don't know this thing, you will stay. But if you do know this thing, there's a chance you might not stay. And I don't want you to have the choice to stay or leave, whatever. Not knowing that I always have a choice to stay or leave. You can't. But
True.
I don't, without having all the information, I'm not making an informed decision. And so that's what I would like. Now, on the flip side, I have definitely lied because I can't even say it was to protect that person's feelings because nobody really lies to protect your feelings. People lie, you don't. Because at the end of the day, you can say that's why you're doing it, but at the end of the day, if you, like I said, if you cared about that person's feelings, you wouldn't have done what you did in the first place.
True.
Everybody lies to protect themselves. You don't want to deal with the consequences of your actions, and so therefore you lie. And at the end of the day, I have done that before. That was, something not my proudest moment, but at the end of the day, I learned from it. And the fallout from the lie was so much worse than had I been honest in the first place, that at this point now I have no desire. I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to have to maintain the lie.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. You lying, you maintaining the lie, you coming up with stories, you finessing, and then God forbid it come up later and you have a different detail that wasn't in the original. You know what I'm saying? It's just a lot. And I'm all, like we said before, protect your peace.
Yeah.
And the main way to do that, tell the truth.
Yeah, and if you didn't hear that episode, run that back. I feel like same thing. I've been on both ends of the spectrum where I was on the receiving end where maybe that person, my ex, was caught in a lie, and I feel like I was like, damn, I wish I had never even fucking found out because it hurt.
It hurt.
It definitely hurt. And the healing process was, it was a lot, and sometimes I'm like, damn, I wish I never would have found out. It would have just been, all good. Everything would have been fine. But at the end of the day, I obviously did not need to be in that situation. I did not need to be in that relationship where somebody was doing me wrong and lying to my face.
Exactly. And that, I honestly feel like that's what hurts the worst. It's not, what they did hurts, yes. But what adds to it, it makes it so like, wow, I've really been dumb this whole time. Or you really feel like betrayed is the fact that they lied to you.
Right.
It's not what you did was wrong, yes, but the fact that you went how many months and just been lying to my face, acting like everything's copacetic, and the whole time you know that you got this going on.
And that's the thing where I feel like
worse.
Yeah, I feel like I was being lied to for X amount of time, probably, and low key, I was like looking for the truth. I was like trying to look at this, look at that, checking this, that, and showing up, popping up, and trying to catch him in a lie, and didn't find anything at that time. And whole time I was just looking for the truth. And so I feel like on the receiving end, I would have definitely liked to be told the truth, but it doesn't feel good either way. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, it sucks
Right.
either fucking way.
Yeah, I've definitely been in that position, looking through the phone, going through all this stuff, all that. I had to get to a place where I was like, look, I'm not doing that no more. And because at the end of the day, like, if you look for something, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna find it because it's there. And those insignificant people or things that are like, yeah, maybe that conversation was a little out of pocket, but did anything come from it? No, but, and that's for that person to be able to handle.
Right.
And they should be handling it properly, but at the end of the day, it would have never even got to me. It would have never even made its way to me had I not gone looking for it. So at the end of the day, I just had to stop doing that for my own peace. And to be like, you know, and my prayers is just like, let me know anything I need to know. All the rest of the stuff is insignificant, but anything I need to know, I pray you let me know. And I guarantee it has come to me one way or another. I didn't have to go looking for it. I didn't have to run through no phones, but that information got to my doorstep. And so that's all I could do. Because other than that, and then I could handle my business accordingly. Because I didn't go looking for it and it still made its way to me, it's a problem and it needs to be rectified.
Right now. So it sounds like, okay, so would you want to know the truth?
Yes.
It sounds like you want to know the truth. I definitely want to know the truth also, but I don't want to be hurt, and that's the reality. But at the end of the day,
the truth hurts.
The truth fucking hurts. Nobody wants to be hurt. That's the thing.
Right.
That's why this generation, I feel like, is walking around and doing these relationships, quote unquote, non-relationship situationships, because nobody wants to get hurt, and that's what people have been doing, is hurting one another.
And you get hurt when there's commitment. So if there's like if you have that out, then it can be like, well, they were never really mine in the first place. So you give yourself a way to not truly be hurt, but that's no way to live.
Right, and I've dealt with guys like that, you know, respect to the men that are kind of like, look, I openly tell you from the beginning, I'm not looking for anything, this, that, and the third. Okay, that's fine. You're truthful, cool. It's the people that be like, you know, yeah, let's be in a relationship, let's be together, and then y'all are together cheating the whole time. It's kind of like, why are you doing that?
Why are y'all even together?
Why are you trying to be in a relationship if you're not ready?
Or those people who be like lying to themselves, acting like, oh, I want to be open, I don't want to settle down, I don't want to be in a committed relationship, but you want committed relationship benefits. No, honey, we don't do that. No. So at the end of the day, that's exactly.
That's not your nigga. Have you seen that?
That part, yes. And so it's like those things where they say actions speak louder than words.
Sure.
So don't tell me, you can tell me all day like, oh, I don't want to be in a relationship, I don't want to be in a relationship. But if you're doing relationship activities, I'm not talking about sex because, you know, that's everybody's thing, whatever, but trying to hold people accountable, trying to have control over the situation, and this and the third. Well, hold on. You said you wasn't really trying to be in a relationship, so you need to remember what you said.
I'm not cooking you dinner. I'm not running your errands.
Or maybe I will. Not the laundry.
No, I'm not doing that.
Unless you're not getting no laundry.
If we're not in a relationship.
But I might cook you dinner because I like to cook.
Okay.
But guess what? If I don't want to cook dinner tonight, that's not your nigga. So I'm not.
That's the part I'm talking about.
And honestly, even if it is my nigga, I don't feel like cooking tonight.
Yeah.
So take out.
The man that's kind of looking at you like, where's my dinner every night?
Exactly.
That's not committed to you. That's the part I'm referring to. That's not your nigga. Exactly. So if you don't want to make dinner that night, yeah, like you said, it's like you don't have to. I'm not doing that if we're not doing this, that, and the third, and taking it to the next level. Now, does everybody make it to like relationship status? Nah. You gotta test the waters and shit.
That's what dating is for. You date to find out who you want to be your mate. So,
speaking of that, we're talking about relationships, talking about dating. How do you feel about sharing locations as couples, as people?
Not.
Okay, no, shut it down.
Absolutely not.
That's the wildest shit.
Joke. Like,
I'm like cracking up.
Why do you need to know where I'm at every second of the day? Oh, she's in the bathroom. You don't believe I'm where I say I'm at? Then leave.
Then we got a problem.
Then leave. If you call me and I answer the phone and I'm like, all right, back. Now, check this. If I'm going somewhere where, like, say, I don't know, fuck it, maybe I'm doing door-to-door sales or some stupid shit. Like,
this is not the fucking forks and knives.
Maybe
what was that shit?
Vector marketing. I don't fucking know.
Y'all remember that
Y'all
shit.
remember vector marketing. Don't do that. They was trying to hire everybody.
Okay.
But either way, my point is this: if I'm going somewhere where it might not be safe or something like that, then yes, definitely, babe, I'm going somewhere it's a little janky over here. I'm sharing my location, so if I don't make it back, you'll know where to start looking for me, type shit. Now, on that scenario, yes, I will share my location.
That's not for the shit that they talking about
for
right
safety purposes. But no, you're not about to be tracking my every move. Like, no.
That's the shit that they doing now.
No. I don't want to have to justify, like, why was you at this McDonald's at 3 p.m. on a Saturday? Nigga, because I was hungry. Like, what are you talking about? Like, oh, but that was on the other side of town. Okay,
I'm dead.
What the hell, bro? Why are you tracking me?
That's really weird.
I'm not living like that.
To me,
weird. It's weird
that's
behavior.
weird.
It's
yeah.
weird behavior. It's very, very insecure behavior. It's very just off-putting. And I don't need anybody who feels the need to monitor my every move like I got a fucking ankle monitor on. That's what they do to people on probation. Like, they put an ankle monitor on so they can track their every move. You're not doing that to me.
It's giving probation.
It's giving slavery. Mm-hmm. I don't want it.
Like, I feel like, and I hear a lot these days, the whole sharing location conversation where that's what couples, maybe the younger generation obviously is doing that.
It's not just the young.
Maybe it's a mix. But I'm not a fan of it because I've never been in that situation. But in my next relationship, who knows how I'll feel? Who knows if I'm like, look, let's try this whole sharing locations bullshit.
Nope. Not doing it.
I just want to try it out because in the last situation, we was both lying. So let's hold each other accountable.
My thing is, are you still a liar?
Or he was lying. Or the point is, let's try something different because the last time I did X, Y, and Z, it didn't work.
So how about instead of tracking my location, you just try not lying? That's something different. If you was lying in your last relationship and you want to try something different, try not lying.
So what does it take for you to get out of that rigmarole? You know what I mean? Like accountability. Boom. Let's share locations.
I'm not doing that shit. I'm just like, I'm not fucking doing it. I'm not doing it. Because at the end of the day, it's like, you can think what you want to think. You can be like, oh, but you trying to be sneaky. You shouldn't want to share a location. No, I'm just trying to live my life like a normal human being where every single aspect of where I go and what I do is not being monitored. Like, that to me is unreasonable. Our parents didn't grow up in a generation where they were being constantly tracked everywhere they went.
Absolutely.
There had to be trust there. There had to be that's the real problem. The problem is everybody wants full disclosure off the break without earning it. You didn't earn this shit.
What do you mean earn? Like marriage?
Marriage, dating, time, like things that you go through to learn the person that you're with.
Okay, so let's say y'all been together for X amount of years.
Right.
Sharing locations is still off.
Why? If we've been together for years, why you need to know where I'm at now?
Why you guys sound like that? Because in the past years, y'all both have been doing X, Y, and Z. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. But do you understand like where that stems from? That stems from insecurity and lack of trust.
Ooh, insecurity.
The fact that you need to know where I'm at every minute, every second of the day, like, bro, that reeks of insecurity.
Yeah. It's
and
giving you're insecure.
It's giving insecure and it's giving you don't trust your partner. So why are you with someone you don't trust?
Right. That's a problem. But
go that far. I went to North Carolina, but it's very different down there. And I just advise that you do it because at the end of the day, now I didn't do it with a child. I actually came back home to have my child. But I feel like she's old enough now and with a consistent enough schedule, like you can make it work and, you know, just do a lot of research. Because if you're in an area where you don't have a lot of family or you don't have any family at all, like you definitely want to try to research as much as possible to make sure you're going to a decent area. But I just do it.
So you recommend leaving the area that you grew up in? Mm-hmm. And I feel like I've never really left. I mean, I went away to college in Baltimore, Towson. Morgan State, Towson, shout out all y'all. But I never left the state of Maryland, and I felt like I was too afraid to leave my mom and dad. And it was just that kind of thing for me. But now I'm at a point where I do have a child. It's kind of tough, and I think you're right. Definitely doing research. Can't just up and move is the key if I do actually want to relocate.
Yeah, I just think you should go for it, because at the end of the day, like, to know you can do it, to know you can survive on your own, get out away from that safety net or whatever the case may be, like, it'll be well worth it. You'll experience new things. You'll, like I said, gain a different perspective on life in general. So, either way, and you can always come back to home. Like, home will always be there. And it may look a little different when you come back, but it's there. So, experience something new.
I definitely love that idea, because either go away to college and come back, or move out of the area, just relocate or whatever. But I really encourage, like you said, getting out of the normal, like, regular thing that you have seen all of your life at some point. Just experiencing totally different areas, cultures, people is huge.
I feel like you talk about wanting to be patient and have more understanding and things, and getting better. Like, you find that people around you, people in your space, people in your neighborhood, people in your area, whatever, there's a way of doing things, and people think the same way where you're at, or people have a commonality amongst them where you are. You go somewhere different, they think different, they do things differently, things are a different way, so you gain another perspective.
Right.
And it just makes it, you just become more worldly. You become able to have patience and understand and see where people are coming from.
I love that. And that's facts, okay? It just opens your mind and your horizon just overall. And so I've thought about a lot lately, just relocating, even just for financial reasons, not just dating or whatever the case may be, but financially. But one thing that has really held me back is the educational system. With my daughter, I love the area that we're in right now, Montgomery County, for her education, but I feel like maybe, do a little bit of research. And
they're not the only good school system in the nation, so you can definitely just look it up now. 9 times out of 10, the better school systems are in more expensive areas. So you have to realize that as well, but you can make it work.
Yeah. And so on that note, goodbye, Maryland. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not leaving Maryland yet, but it's definitely, it's a thought. It's something that I'm really just considering. So we'll see what happens. And so on that note,
I support it.
I love it. I definitely have you that I can bounce ideas off of, seek some guidance, because you've done it. You've left Maryland for several years and then came back, and then whatever the case may be.
Again.
Right. So we may have each other for that.
Exactly.
And so thank you for coming on, sis.
Of course.